What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another episode of The Funniest Here with Dominique and Friends. Got some more of my friends with me. And like I tell you all the time, if you're not funny, we can't rock with you.
We can't rock with you.
We don't do that. We know some people do that, but we're not really interested in that. And we're not trying to be offensive at this point, but we just not really into that. So the people that's come on here, they bona fide funny. So I'm going to get into it and introduce you to my guest, sitting right here to my left, very good friend of mine, comedic genius for real. If you don't know this guy, you better get to know him. Give it up for my good friend, Ruben Paul.
Hey, I appreciate you, D, for having me on and the kind words.
Yes,
I appreciate the kind words.
absolutely.
We've been on this grind for a minute.
For a long time.
And people need to know, because I speak the same words about you whenever your name comes up.
I appreciate it.
Whenever your name don't come up, I bring it up.
I appreciate it.
How about that?
That's right.
How about that?
I appreciate it. And calling in to join us on the phone, a good friend of mine, my little brother, straight up out of Harlem, New York. Y'all give it up for Jimmy Martinez. Funny. And I call him Jimmy Mar. So if y'all hear me say Jimmy Mar throughout this, I'm talking to Jimmy Martinez. What's up, Jim Mar?
Hey, what up, big sis? What up, y'all, man? I'm happy to be here, happy to be a part of it. I got my homie Baby D with me. You know what I mean?
What up, Baby D?
What up?
What up?
Good.
What's going on? I just want to say, big sis, I'm just really proud of you.
Thank
and
you.
all that you've been accomplishing and all that's been going on in your world, man. Like, I seen you get it from the mud.
You know I know it.
You know, Dom.
You know I know it.
I'm just so proud of you, man, and how Corey Holcomb speaks so highly of you, man. Like,
that's my
you're
big
really
brother.
coming into your own.
I appreciate that, Jimmy Mon. You know I'm down with you, and I have been down with you, and you one of my day ones. You been here from the beginning. You already know. 125th, the office on the corner. People don't even know about the office on the corner.
Shit, I don't know about the office on the corner.
They don't know about the Lucy's.
Man.
Jimmy Ma, what they know about the Lucy's?
Nah, they didn't know that was my summer hustle with my nigga L Star.
Right. They ain't even know it. It was a little office that Joe had on the corner of 125th.
Okay.
And you know Jimmy from Harlem.
All right.
So Jimmy used to always
Right
be...
on the block from the office.
Yep, right on the block from the office. So Jimmy Ma used to be out
right
there. We
off
used to
Fifth Avenue.
right off of it, and we'd be out there and we kicking it and all that. So that's the office on the
Okay,
corner.
all right.
Is it still there, Jimmy, or have they gentrified? Is it still there?
It's a nail salon now.
Okay, it's a nail salon. It was a cool office. So we had some good times because I'm from D.C., but I went to New York. So, like, I started stand-up in New York. But
I didn't realize that.
Yes, but I started stand-up in D.C., but New York birthed me really, Rube.
Oh, that's what's
as
up.
a comic.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean?
All right. I didn't know that. I always knew
yeah.
you from D.C., so okay.
That was the game changer. You know the game changer
Yes,
in your
sir.
career
Yeah.
as a stand-up. You always have a game changer. New York City was that for me. And I lived in the Bronx, so I rep the boogie down.
Okay. Yeah, well, because the first time I ever saw you was in New York, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
so
sense.
I lived there for years. So look, let the people know what y'all got going on. So we're going to start with you, Rube. What you got going on?
You know, Neek, I'm just grinding out here in these
Outside
streets.
of the hottest comedy show on Tuesday nights.
Well, I'm just trying
in
to do
LA,
I'm
Ruby Tuesdays?
Yeah, I do Ruby Tuesdays every Tuesday night. That was birth last year around August. And me and you have talked privately about this.
Yes.
I'm just trying to do something a little different, what I feel is missing, especially on the West Coast. I can't speak for everybody else.
Right.
But I've been all over the country. I've worked all over the country, and I just felt like comedy was too segregated to the point where a lot of us, speaking about, the black comics or the Latino comics or whatever, we were always segregated to our own nights, which is dope and which is cool, but we never get a light on the mainstream nights,
Right.
where we can be seen on an even playing field instead of us always having to showcase against, Mike Epps and Cat Williams, and
Yes.
why can't we all be seen? Because they always try to put us one at a time.
Yes.
Where we should all be able to be celebrated and be looked at as individuals and be judged on our skills and not who's the most
Absolutely.
popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so.
real.
with Ruby Tuesdays, it's just a night where I bring everybody together, no matter if you white, black, Latino, straight, gay, Asian, Middle Eastern.
Whatever.
If you funny, you're going to be on the show. And Dominique is coming rock the room a few times, and people still talking about it. So it's what it is. So I'm doing that, and then I'm working on my. I'm about to record an album. I just got a record deal to do that.
All right.
And then,
congratulations,
thank you.
Rube.
Thank you. That was cool. So I just signed with new management to do that, and then working on the Ruby Tuesday special, which me and you got to talk about.
We're going to talk about it.
Behind the scenes.
Because I'm down.
That's what's up, because I need you on there. And then, so they want to do that either as a special or a series, and then I will piggyback my own special, my solo special off of that. So that's what I'm doing, and other than writing for people who don't want people to know that I'm writing for.
That you're writing for. But that's okay, you're getting that coin,
I'm getting that coin. They got to give it to me, Nick. They got to give it to me. They got to give it to me.
Jimmy Ma, what's going on in your world, baby?
Shit, well, nigga, I just beat another case.
That's right, Jimmy.
Hey, did you beat it with my nephew, Jimmy?
I make a tour or two this summer. So, I'm celebrating like that. Whoever want to take me on the road with them.
That's right.
With them. Shit, man. I'm fucking with your boy Brian Hooks.
Okay.
Been going out on the road with him and Corey Holcomb, and
that's right.
They've just been showing me so much love. Just moved my mama to a new senior citizen home, and she ain't even a senior citizen. This lady like, no, it's the truth. She ain't a senior. She's like,
how you get her in there?
My big brother somehow had a connection, and now we got those people taking care of her. But she got kicked out of the first one because she was starting fight club fights for old folks. You know what I mean? And last thing a nigga need to wake up to is a phone call from that house talking about your grandmother or your great grandmother broke her hip bone. We're trying to replace the hip bone right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit, my main girlfriend just accepted my side bitch. I'm excited about that. I got a lot of positive things going on right now.
That's positive.
It sounds good. It all sounds good.
Yeah, man. So I still ain't got no insurance. I was hanging out with this bitch the other day. She asked me if I was athletic. I was like, athletic how? She was like, you play sports? I was like, bitch, I ain't got insurance. What the fuck I look like? I'm 38 years old. I ain't going to the league. I ain't playing no sport. Niggas, we don't like to go to the hospital. We break our ankle on the court. We take that shit home and ice it.
We'll put icy hot on it for 7 months. Can't even tie your shoe up and shit.
Got that ace bandage on it.
Got that ace bandage on it, limping with fresh clothes on, sneakers fresh, stretched out of position.
Hey, no pickup games after 35 if you ain't got full coverage.
No. Hey, Ruben. Hey, Jimmy, all you can tell them after 35 is back in the day.
Back in the day.
I would have torched your
I ain't playing no game.
Like this nigga socks is high? No, that's a cast.
Oh my God. So,
yeah, but besides, everything good, man.
Good. G'd up as usual.
Still an innovative artist. Still with Steinberg's talent,
Tell Jason I said.
Jason, man.
Yeah,
tell Jason what's up.
Tell Jason me and Ruben said hi, please. I got to give Jason a call, too.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. He would love that, dog. He would love that, dog.
Yeah, I'm going to call Jason. I might even stop by and see Jason. I'm telling him to come check me out when I'm there next week.
Oh, you there next week? Because I wanted you to do my birthday show, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm going to be there next because I'm doing Rob's room.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good.
Go ahead, Jimmy Ma.
You want to know what? Yeah, he'll fuck around and come out and check you, too.
Huh?
Jason, he said Jason will come out and check you out.
Come around and check.
Okay, for sure. So I'm going to definitely call Jason. You got to text me Jason's number. I haven't seen Jason in years. Sure. I would love to see Jason. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it. I want to talk about this story. Steve Harvey defends his wife after outrage over her retarded comment. So in short, over Easter weekend, Steve Harvey's wife, Marjorie, pissed off many of their fans when she recently unintentionally offended the mentally challenged by using the word retarded. Here's what went down. On Saturday, Steve and Marjorie were chilling at home when she decided to post one of their kitchen moments on Instagram. In the video, they playfully dispute who cuts beets better, Marjorie or Steve. I'm sitting here arguing with my husband, this is Marjorie, because clearly he thinks I'm retarded and I don't know how to cut a beet, Marjorie says in the video. She got a lot of backlash for the word retarded. Now, you all know, like I know, sometimes you say things figuratively. Did I say that right?
Figuratively, yes,
Figuratively,
you did.
I got that jumbled up. Figuratively. I did my art too much.
Figuratively.
Figuratively. So,
I'm loving your diction. I'm loving it.
yeah, so do you think, now, she wasn't making fun of people with disabilities, but do you think we're so sensitive about everything, and in my opinion, more sensitive about things we should not be overly sensitive about?
Yeah, I agree. My whole thing is this, and this comes from somebody whose mother used to take care of mentally challenged, AKA retarded kids, and I've been around them most of my life. So I think people are way too sensitive. I think you always got to look at intent.
Yes.
You know, was she trying to offend somebody? Now, the question is always with words right and wrong, but sometimes it's basically appropriate or inappropriate.
Right.
Could words sometimes be inappropriate? Yeah, but does that mean that you're wrong? Not necessarily.
Right.
I mean, she's just describing what we all do. I call people retards all the time.
Right, but it's not to be harmful.
Yeah, it's not to be harmful, and it's not like I'm calling a retard.
Right.
I mean, and somebody might get mad because I said that, but it's not like I'm going up to a retarded person and they do something wrong. I go, you fucking retard. Like, now that would be horrible.
And then people put a stigma on people with disabilities being weak. They not.
No.
A retarded person or whatever you want to call it, disabled, they will cuss your ass out.
Yeah.
And you be feeling the one standing there feeling like you retarded. They be like, fuck your ass.
Nigga, my man got a mentally challenged person on his moving team. And that nigga be lifting refrigerators by himself. You hear me?
Yeah.
So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about but those niggas, okay?
Yeah.
Get a retard upset and see if that nigga don't take the join.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly. I'm talking about dead weight retard on. That shit is too powerful, bro. It's like, come on, man. That nigga's playing around.
Yeah.
We're not laughing at disability.
We're not laughing at disabilities.
You gotta always give us this disclaimer.
We laughing at Jimmy's assessment of the disabled.
That's what we laughing at. And we comics.
Yes.
So sometimes we laugh at, but we're not, like Ruben said earlier, with intent. We're not laughing at people being disabled. Don't get us wrong.
No.
They laughing at people. We're not doing that. But Jimmy, the way he broke it down, it was humorous.
It was humorous. And I'll say this, and this is just a side note. Whenever things with words come up, whether it be retard, faggot, all these other different words, they always want to bring it back to, well, you'd get upset if somebody said the word nigger, you know, and it's like they're totally two different things because nigger is used for a very specific thing when it comes from very specific types of people.
Right.
When you use the word retard, you're just referring to somebody. This is like when somebody goes, somebody's like, man, you using a straw? That shit is gay. Like, they're not really saying I sleep with other men.
Right.
They're just saying what I'm doing is soft.
And then we're supposed to be in this era of being not having to be politically correct.
We should be able to say Trump saying what the hell he want to say.
The leader of the free world,
Yeah.
the president of the United States, ratchet as they come.
Ratchet as they come.
I'm talking about it gets an empty barrel that says all kind. And even in his campaign, he marked people with disabilities, and he had evil intent.
Yeah.
He had evil intent, and he still
And
was
nobody
elected.
made a big deal about that. I mean,
Nobody made a big deal about that.
Absolutely.
He shouldn't even been the president doing that.
Yeah.
And this woman right here, Steve Harvey's wife, she didn't have ill intent.
No, she was cutting beats, and she's
She
like,
was
he's talking to me
cutting
like I'm a
beats.
retard. Now, if you're somebody with disabled kids and you found that offensive, I can't. It ain't my job to tell you what you should and should not find
Right,
offensive.
absolutely.
But to paint this woman, to paint this woman as somebody who's anti-retarded or somebody who's insensitive, you know, I think that's going a little too far. Maybe you educate them when I said appropriate and inappropriate. Maybe somebody's like, hey, you know, maybe that's something you should maybe be conscious of in the future or whatever. But to make it seem like she's a bad person for doing that.
A bad person and going after and upset her husband so bad when he tweeted about it. He was splitting verbs and everything. I know y'all is ain't.
Steve came in on the white horse with the hat and everything.
I know y'all is ain't talking about my wife. Come on, man.
I get at y'all on one of my 17 shows.
One of my 17 shows.
He is out there.
But I do think that we are way too sensitive about the wrong things. We have a lot of issues in our country.
Absolutely.
That things that we should really be sensitive about.
Yeah.
And we're just not there with it.
You remember when you was a kid and then your parents would say something to you and then you try to correct them. They go, you know what the hell I meant?
Absolutely.
And that's what some
The
of these
same
situations
thing.
are. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, I probably didn't say it correctly, but you guys know, I don't mean anything bad or ill will by saying that. And that's why I said in the beginning, it's about the intent. She maybe or maybe should not have used that word depending on who you are, but to vilify her and make her into some bad person.
You can't do that.
You can't do that, especially when you see in
And
context
we
of
do
what
it
she was
all
doing.
the time.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. Just like you say, even with the N-word.
Yeah.
With the N-word, if the wrong person say it, it's offensive.
Yeah.
But if you see your boy, you like, there go my...
Come on.
Absolutely.
That's
You know, and it's all good. So
Yeah.
as long as the intent is wrong, you know, it's not bad.
And here's the other thing, and not to jump to the N-word thing, is some stuff just ain't nobody else's business.
Right.
Like, I don't need a white man telling me if I should or shouldn't, because at the end of the day, how we address each other ain't none of your business.
No.
You just don't use the word.
You just don't do it.
Yeah.
But that's the problem I think we have anyway with some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
They want to be in charge of the way we fix issues. And
Everything.
you can't do that.
Can't do it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just accept accountability and we move forward.
Exactly.
You cannot fix it. You can't tell us how to fix a situation that you have never been affected by.
Come on now.
How can you tell me to fix a situation that never affected Jimmy Ma? What y'all doing? Jimmy Ma.
Jimmy having a whole nother conversation.
Jimmy Ma. Take Jimmy Ma till he come back. Jimmy Ma. Jimmy Ma.
He forgot he was on a podcast.
That's why I'm saying you gotta watch the show every week. You ain't never know Jimmy Ma was gonna go in his house and just start talking. Just start talking to his damn guest in the middle of the podcast.
He probably thought we had him on mute or
He
something.
thought we had him on me. He's like, hold up, what the hell going on?
I done told y'all.
I told y'all.
You back, Jimmy?
Jimmy Ma.
All right. Well,
Okay, we're gonna keep going.
We'll keep going.
We're gonna keep going. That's a topic for a whole nother day. Grown people with ADD.
Yeah.
We didn't have Ritalin. We got ass whoopers. ADD, ADHD, wasn't no Ritalin. You got
Nah.
your ass whooped and your mother and the ADD said, calm down, because the mother is abusive.
Yeah, exactly. Our parents diagnosed us.
They diagnosed
They didn't have
us.
anybody diagnose us.
But
did
it
that.
worked.
It
Because
worked.
that ass whooping, whatever was
worked.
off in you,
Yeah.
it settled down and took a nap.
And what's cold is we didn't find out until we was adults. Like, damn, that was what was wrong with me.
I know I had. I still do a little bit. I could be reading the book and I
Yeah.
got to bring my brain back to the book.
Exactly.
I'm looking at the book with my mind at the beach. I'm like, come back over here to the words
Yo,
of the
have Have you? I mean, it happens in different situations. Like, have you ever been praying and then after the first two sentences is morning?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I fell asleep right at the beginning of my prayer.
Right.
Yeah. So you be trying to pray before you go to bed. Next thing you know, it's morning. Be like, okay, all right.
Yeah, I can't stand. I'm gonna tell you what prayer I really get frustrated at when I get distracted at. When I'm praying over my food, I'm like, God, if you give me diarrhea, I deserve it because I should not be distracted.
I know. You be praying, you be looking over there at the biscuits and the cornbread.
Yeah,
And like,
you sit up there. Bless this food, dear Lord.
bless the hands.
And bless the hand. And I just get stoppy like, boy, if I get diarrhea, I sure deserve it. Because if I was you, I would give me diarrhea.
Exactly, for being
not
disrespectful.
For being disrespectful. You would shit this whole meal out of your mouth and your ass if I was in charge.
Yo.
Both. I would make you come out both ways if I was in charge. So I'm thankful that God doesn't think that way.
Hey, well then you got to go to the old guarantee prayer. God is good. God is great. Thank you for this food. Amen. And be right in it.
Some people get real lazy.
Yeah.
Jesus wept. No.
What, he wept over this food? Jesus wept over the food. Let's eat.
I just don't like when people pray too long. Be adding stuff. You ain't got to add stuff. People been waiting from 8 o'clock this morning to 2:30 to eat.
And I don't want you asking for forgiveness while we about to eat.
We about to eat. Why you asking for the Lord?
Lord, change my heart. What change your?
Help me be a better person. Love the ones I don't like. This ain't the time.
Father, I know I'm not clean.
Yeah,
we don't need to hear that right now.
I'm glad I'm not God though. Because you gotta be a special person.
Man.
And I got too much of a sense of humor. I would be getting your
Everything.
ass on the daily basis. I'd be like, see, I ain't like that. All right, watch when you get out this car and see what happens.
And here's going to church. Like, I grew up going to church. And everything, when you go to church so much, everything becomes funny. Because especially when you're a kid, and especially even as kids, we had minds of comedians.
We did.
So you be at church seeing something and you just be rolling and you got to get smacked. But like, there used to be this lady who used to get up and give a testimony. And whenever she used to get up, you just hear the whole church go, oh. As a congregationist, here we go.
Here we go.
'Cause here's the cool part. She used to do a song a cappella at the end.
Could she at least sing?
No.
Oh, hell.
And she had an accent.
Oh.
And she said, I am going to sing a song for the glory of the God. Nick, when I tell you, when she used to start this song, and whenever you think the song is over, she come up with another verse. Like, oh my God, is this the remix? Come on now.
I know that experience because I laughed and I mocked a lot of people, right on down to the past.
Yeah.
Like, I always felt like, and this might not be true, but every Easter, I always felt like he preached the same sermon.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it may not have been, I think, his hook. He had the same hook. Every sermon. The words could have been different, but as a child, I was waiting on the hook.
Because you knew what was coming.
Oh, my goodness.
You knew what was coming.
And I would do it for my mother when I got home. He's like, he's all right. He's all right. Do you know him? Are you glad he got up this morning? And then it was the deacon, Deacon Smith, right?
Deacon Smith.
Yeah, so in the front, like Reverend Taylor was a heavy set man, but in the front of the church was the pulpit.
Yeah.
So he would get happy, filled with the Holy Ghost, and he would step out on the top of the baptism. But it was only a thin piece of wood, right? And so when he be like, he's all right. Do you know him? Are you glad he got up this morning? He step on that baptism, Deacon Smith be like, all right, Doc. All right, yes, sir. All right, doc.
Yes, sir.
And he'll
Yes,
step
sir.
back. He be like, okay, you better come get back, my nasty plunge up in here. You know that ain't nothing but a little piece of wood to cover it up. But I always felt like the hook, and I'm sure the message was different, but the hook.
The hook was the same.
The hook was the same.
The hook was the same.
Every Easter to the point, like my grandma be like, we going to church on Easter. And in my mind, I be like, why? I know the word for the day.
Well, and just see,
I know it already. I know the word today.
and us saying this and laughing about this, again, some people can get offended by if they want to.
Yeah, but it's
we
not
comedians, this is how our minds work. And don't forget,
And it's not that we don't love the Lord.
we love the Lord, but
God had a sense of humor. You better believe that.
absolutely. And kind of, you got to understand the thing with Steve Harvey's wife. She's married to a comedian.
So can you imagine? Can you imagine if you in a anybody that's in a relationship with a comedian, they know.
They know.
And it's going to sharpen your timing. You're going to get funny. You're going to get witty. And you're going to say things to compete. And we talk a lot.
And you know that we could say anything at any time.
In any given, and you
Any
don't never
given
know where it
situation,
came
you
from.
never know where it came from.
Nope.
It just blurts out because that's what we do as comedians. But to be able to take everything offensive and everything so literal,
We have to stop.
relax, people. Relax.
Calm down. That's
Calm
why.
down.
That's why marijuana needs to be legal
Absolutely.
from city to city, state to state.
Yeah.
I mean, it can have rules and regulations, but it needs to be legal.
Yes.
It's,
Now he back.
Jimmy Ma, where did you go?
Y'all been having me on hold.
What?
Y'all been having me on hold.
We thought you went to go pistol whip somebody,
No,
man.
because Jimmy Ma, we was like, Jimmy Ma. You wasn't saying that. You was talking to
Baby,
the. Oh, what happened?
Baby D tried to quit on me. He tried to say I was cheating him. Baby D tried to say I was cheating him. There's a lot going on in my world right now.
What y'all playing the game?
Yeah.
What y'all playing, Jimmy Ma?
We played 2K18.
Oh,
Okay.
they on that 2K.
Who on the cover, Kyrie?
Yeah, you already. Oh, let me find out, dog.
Both of y'all some bums. I'm gonna take both of y'all. I'm gonna beat y'all with the Wizards. I'll beat both. I guarantee I'm gonna beat y'all with the Wizards.
You know,
Both of y'all.
I play Madden. That's what I
I'm never
play.
losing Boston again.
Yeah, I take y'all, and I ain't been on the sticks in about 12 years.
We doing a podcast. They playing NBA 2K.
And see, Jimmy Ma a little younger than us. So see, Jimmy Ma went off into the game.
He just said, "Forget this conversation."
He said, I'll be back. When then he heard marijuana, he was like, that's what I'm trying to say.
Those are the issues that's important to me.
Those are the things that's important to me. But we glad you came back. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, I went and bought some weed the other day. The tax
literally,
on the weed?
You can ask Baby D. You can ask Baby D. There was total dark silence on my phone.
Oh yeah, we
Look at the.
because
I took a caller.
We had to mute you. You were so loud. You were so loud, Jay. We had to mute you out, man.
we muted you till you came back, and when you responded to what was happening over here in Koreatown, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
then we was like, oh, there go Jimmy Ma.
Oh, all right, okay.
Go ahead, Ruben. What were you saying?
I went to a dispensary and bought some weed, and the tax on weed is ridiculous.
So how much did you buy? How much was what you bought, and then how much was the tax?
I think the tax
Excuse
was
me.
something crazy like 29% or something like that. They taxing the hell out of these dispensaries. So I went and bought, well, I wouldn't buy a lot, but I went and bought like, just say an eighth, which would normally be, let's
About
just say
$50, $40,
$40,
Yeah,
$45. And that eighth was now whatever times 29% is.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, they got to change that law.
Yeah, they gotta change that. It's just I don't mind if they tax it, but you can't tax it
Not
29%. Now, if you have a rec, if you don't know what a rec is, that means you have a medical marijuana card.
Which I have.
You have so that didn't make it cheaper.
Don't make it different because now what it is even at the medicinal places, the general public could come in now because it's legal. So now they just charging the medicinal people and the normal people without the cards.
So the
tax.
eighth was like $60.
It's something crazy like that. I bought more than just an eighth, so I can't tell you the exact math. But like I bought an eighth of this, a quarter of that, an eighth of, you know what I mean? Different strands. And when I got that, I'm like, damn. Even the bud tenders was like, that's what it is. Because I've been going there for at least a couple years.
Oh yeah, they gonna run.
I told them, I said, man, I'm gonna have to go back to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're like, oh, they're gonna try to change the law and bring the tax back down because what they're afraid is gonna happen is people gonna start going back to the streets instead of the places.
What is the purpose? But see, what I did, I was smart. I kind of had an idea they were going to do. So since I smoke like an old lady now, like I don't really, like I used to smoke from the time my feet hit the ground to all day long. But you know, you get a little old.
All I do, you're dumb. I don't drink no more, nothing. All I do is smoke.
I do too, but I just don't. I don't smoke all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll smoke like a little bit. I don't smoke when I'm working at all. When I'm on the road, I don't smoke. But when I'm home and I'm not on the road every weekend, I might smoke.
Damn, I don't know how you can do that.
Just a little
as soon
bit.
as I hit a town, I gotta find a plug. But for some reason, the plug be finding me. I was in Toledo, Ohio, with Brian Hooks, and I'm walking down the road. A motherfucking white boy just pulled up on the side of me and was like, "Hey, dude, you looking for weed?" Are you fucking kidding me? Who sent you, man? But yeah, man. Yo, dog, I'm serious, man. In Toledo, Ohio, ask Brian Hooks. I was fucking withdraw. I was like Pookie from fucking New York City. Nigga, like,
Jimmy is so fucking New York, yo.
Out of nowhere.
Yo.
Out of nowhere, this white kid pulled up on the side of me on the road, bro. I was just walking in the town, just walking.
Jimmy sounds...
I was like, hey, dude,
yo,
are you looking for weed?
Jimmy,
I said,
you sound like every New York partner I know. These motherfuckers be so intense.
Yeah. Jimmy more serious.
Yo, Jimmy, you must got that I need weed look. That's when people roll up on you. You know, when they...
Yeah. I do kind of. I need weed and I smoke weed. Look, I do kind of got that.
Now I don't smoke that much, but mainly I smoke at night to shut my brain off.
I'm a handsome weed smoker.
And it's weird because Jimmy, do you smoke all day long?
No.
Okay.
So
I smoke every moment of the day.
See me, I smoke. It just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing shows and stuff, I wait until afterwards the show.
Right?
But I mainly smoke to when I need to sleep. You know, I get like a heavy indica and I'll smoke that. You know, right when I'm trying to fall asleep.
Like I'll smoke when I'm working out. Like if I'm not like when I'm on the road and I'm gigging, but if I'm doing a workout room or something, then I'll smoke
a little bit to kind of open your mind a little bit.
Yeah. And especially once I have
I'm sorry.
No worries, baby. Once I have a premise or something in my head, and I'm like, okay, if I hit this little weed, it's gonna take me all over the place with this little premise.
Absolutely.
And it give me a start where at least where I want to start.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
And even at night sometime, because sometime at night I think I'm asleep, but I be having conversations and be wild.
But here's the call. We were talking about ADD. Like sometimes if I got to do punch-ups or something on the script and I can't focus, I like smoking sativa. Like I'm real analytical with my smoke. Like if I gotta write, if I gotta work out, I got different types of weed I smoke for different occasions.
Too.
Yeah.
I smoke like that too. Like I haven't smoked that all today. But later on in the evening when I'm powering down and you know, I might have some writing to do or line up some things I'm doing, I smoke. But I don't smoke with like 3 puffs.
Yeah.
I could take me a whole I can smoke one joint for about 3 days.
Okay.
I just don't smoke.
I'm bougie with mine. I'm on the vaporizer. I'm on the packs. I'm on the packs too.
What you say, Jimmy Mar?
My favorite time to smoke is when I'm getting some dome, some mean slow top. Let me tell you a story, dog. I swear to God, one time, this girl invited me over to her crib in the morning to smoke, and I went over to smoke with her, and she made us a breakfast sandwich, some eggs, some sausage, and she had some cheese in hers. I don't like cheese, but let me tell you something, man. She motherfucking gave me some slow neck after that breakfast sandwich, and we was smoking. I started noticing things in her saliva, like the egg white, like the egg white, the little griddles of the meat from the sausage. Hey, yo, bro, all I know is weed makes everything better, bro.
Yo, you must be high now.
After he said he smoked
every moment.
Every moment. Ruben says, Jimmy, do you smoke every day? He was like, no. I smoke every moment of the
day. yeah, Baby D. Now we just finished blowing something down.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
And I was gonna smoke before I came in here, but I was like, I just want my mind to be alert and be able to stay focused.
Yeah. Because I would never be to do this if I was smoking, because I'm gonna veer off and be like,
we be just like Jimmy. We be just like Jimmy.
Jimmy's like, yo, y'all muting me.
Like, nah, dog.
Yeah, it was like, yo, y'all muted. I was like, nah, Jimmy, it ain't happening.
You muted yourself, man.
Yeah. So, we're going to move on. Fabulous thanks fans after his arrest for assaulting Emily B. Just days after he was arrested for assaulting Emily B., Fabulous took to the stage in New York City and thanked fans for their support. The 40-year-old rapper, whose real name is John David Jackson, joined Lil' Kim on stage to deliver their track Spicy on Saturday night, and the crowd didn't seem to mind the fact that the rapper beat the mother of his children so badly she reportedly lost teeth. I came out here tonight for y'all, Fabulous said. I made sure I had to be here tonight for y'all. I love y'all, New York City. Thank y'all for the love and support. Much love. The rapper, whose relationship with Emily B was chronicled on Love and Hip Hop, turned himself into authorities on Thursday night and was charged with aggravated assault and making terroristic threats. My thing with this is, what happened to people being ashamed? You know, why do you want to even be in public after it said that you knocked a woman's teeth out her mouth, the mother of your children, and you telling them you came there for them? No, you didn't. You came for yourself.
Exactly.
It's nuts to me that and I think that's a part of our problem in society.
Yeah.
You know, we don't look
Where's the shame?
We don't look at the man in the mirror enough.
Yeah.
You know, some of these things should be a problem to you people. And then a lot of people cheered him. I think that was my biggest problem.
I agree, but I think a lot of time it talks about society, it talks about our culture, and it talks about the entertainment industry specifically. Mm-hmm. Because once you become a certain level of famous, you become a business for a lot of people, mm-hmm. whether it's your manager, your agent, your publicist. So their whole thing is about getting you back out and into the public eye and spinning whatever story that you need to spin. Now, there's two sides to every story, but one thing that we do know, something definitely went down physically between both of them. And who knows, maybe it's his publicist or whoever going, you need to get right back out there. You need to go this and do that. And I just think at some point, people got to take responsibility for their actions.
Rube.
And just go, you know what? Y'all don't know the whole thing, but I don't know. It's like, I can just speak for myself, how I was raised. You know what I mean? And I'm going to take responsibility, regardless of what a publicist or somebody is going to say. That's what a man does. And that's how I was raised. So I can't speak on his situation, but it's just all this type of foul shit motherfuckers be doing. And then all of a sudden, you see them on a red carpet somewhere like, yo, man, didn't you just beat somebody up?
And people embracing them like, it's cool. Like when he went out there, people can say, "Oh, a lot of people booed." I didn't hear the boo. If they booed, the cheers outweighed the boos, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Why are you cheering him? It should have been silent in there.
Yeah.
They should have been looking at him like, "Why you out here?"
Yeah.
After you beat if it's true.
If it's true.
If it's true, it will surface if it's true.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
because when we talk, just us as reporters, we got to say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, if it's true, yes.
But at the end of the day, I don't think nobody should put their hands on anybody. You understand what I'm saying? That's man, woman, child. But me, dog, I'm a nigga that really don't give a fuck. If you violate me, I'm going to violate you all the way.
Right.
And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't warrant that behavior, I don't think it should be something that should be matched with some bullshit. You know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, we don't know what happened with homie. Like that's my nigga right there.
Right.
I don't know what happened. All at the end of the day, it's the kids that I'm more concerned about than anything.
Yeah.
Because the kids are the ones that gotta really deal with that shit. And they aren't equipped mentally to deal with that shit, bro. So it's really us having to protect our kids from this shit. And this shit is a never-ending cycle, bro. Especially in all communities. You know what I'm saying? And is it right? No, it's not. But what can we do to stop the combativeness of it where it's affecting our children?
But
we may not see it now, but they'll still trace of it later on in their lives.
But what I think though is the way we protect our children is somebody, if you're a parent, has to be big enough in the relationship to say, we're not going to take it this far.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what happened either, and I hope it is not true what they're saying about him, but if it is, he had no business beating that woman like that, and I don't care what she did.
Yeah.
He should have stepped off or went wherever he was going to go, and he should have been thinking about just what you said, his children.
I will say this. I will say this to piggyback on what Dominique was saying about being back out in the public. Like most situations, whether it be the NFL, police officers, et cetera, a lot of times they get put on suspension until all the facts are heard, and then you go. So to jump right back out and be out there publicly, I'm sure rubbed a lot of people the wrong way like it did you. And like, okay, dude, we don't know if you did it or not, but maybe take a moment to adjust this situation.
You don't even act like, even if it is an allegation, you don't even act like you care about that.
Yeah, that could be somebody's perception.
Yeah, like you don't even care. Even if it is an allegation, even if it didn't happen like that. Like I haven't seen any pictures or anything, so it really is an alleged story.
Yeah, and they just have the one video where Pops was going off on him and he was going off at Pops.
But he didn't hit her in that video.
But here's the bigger point though. Regardless of whether we're talking about Fabulous, but we've seen how celebrity overrides morality in a lot of different situations.
It does, and it's very unfortunate.
We can take a R. Kelly situation. We can take a lot of different situations of people being accused of stuff. But if the public rocks with you and they love your music, they gonna ignore.
It don't matter, do it?
It don't matter because in our society we put celebrities on a pedestal, and I don't think it's right. But they get a pass for doing the same shit. And a lot of times, and until you have a daughter or you have a sister who's in that situation, then you're going to look at that
Then it's different.
It's different.
Then it's different.
Yeah. When it's different, you ain't go. If that was your sister that he knocked 2 teeth out, you don't want to hear what she did. No. You don't want to hear the other side of the fact. That's your sister. That's your mother.
Yeah.
That's your cousin. That's your that's your niece.
Right.
Whatever that situation is. So I think it goes bigger than just Fab. I don't know who's advising him, but you got to understand this man has a career. So I'm sure he has people going, hey, this is how you should handle it. And whether it's right or wrong,
and I think in that dynamic too, you know it's going. You look bad in this situation.
Yeah.
You know it's not received well by a lot of people. So I do think your behavior afterwards really counteracts how you are received going forward.
Yeah.
And how people kind of try to put it in the back of their mind, because we already know from Chris Brown that it never goes away.
No.
It never goes away. Chris Brown was at a party in a picture, and he was appearing to choke a girl in this particular picture, but they said it was just horseplay. And it was somebody else in the picture too. But my whole thing with him is, dude, why would you play like that? Even if you playing, why?
Come on.
Why? Your whole livelihood was to the point it wouldn't even been a Trey Songz if Chris Brown hadn't hit Rihanna.
Exactly.
Now Trey Songz, he done took places with Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They said he hit some woman. I just don't understand and not being able to keep your hands to yourself. And I know if you're a man, you could probably say, well, there are times you should hit a woman. Now, because I've heard men say, well, what if she trying to kill you? That's something different.
That's something different.
If she trying to kill you, well, you do have to protect your life, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But they didn't say Emily was trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you look at Love and Hip Hop, I don't know if Jimmy knows anything about this. Even from the times I saw Love and Hip Hop, he never appeared to really want her to me anyway.
Mm.
It was always like she was always forcing the situation.
Yeah.
You know, it was always.
I ain't watched the show, so.
Yeah, it would to me.
But hey, Dominique.
Yeah.
We know television, and we know how television can have you paint a picture.
Yes,
we know
absolutely.
what produces, so we can't go off that shit.
That's true. You're right about that, Jimmy Marr. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
but I like Fab, and I'm a fan. It just was weird to me. But
I like Emily too. She's a sweetheart. You know what I mean? But listen, man, this is life. This is life. It doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it. Oh, Yo, dog. Some nigga just walked in here, right? They eat. Listen to me. That was talking mad shit about the video game the other day, right? and now, the nigga comes back.
Jimmy Marr got AADD, HADD.
Yo, dog.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yo, dog.
Yeah.
I will never lose in Boston again.
We went from Fabulous back to the video game.
I'm sorry. We did go straight from Fabulous. I know, but yo, bro.
Okay, go ahead, Jimmy Marr.
No, bro. All I'm saying is this. Yeah, man. Sure, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm so fucking high.
Yo.
I'm so fucking high.
So you see why I didn't smoke before I came in here? You see why I didn't smoke before I came in?
I'm sorry. Fucking.
We bring the flavor to your ear on here. Rest in peace,
man. Thank God this was no conference call or no shit for something.
Jimmy don't do no conference calls. like many from the Help don't burn no chicken.
Yeah,
Jimmy don't do no conference calls. Hell no. They'll be like, Karen, are you sure about your client?
I will say this. I'm a fan of Fabulous's music.
I am too.
I don't know what happened, but the situation was disturbing when it comes out and you do hear about it. But we got to wait for the facts to come out. I think the issue that you're discussing is, after something like that happens, should you just jump right out and be back in the public eye? And I think that's
a good guy.
I believe that. I believe that.
He's a real sweetheart in real life, man.
I believe that.
I'm sure he is.
Even look him up. Like his perception in the game and people, that's just his image. But if you know him, if you get to know him, He's a real sweet man, yo.
I believe that. I've heard nothing but good things about him. You know,
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about him. I was surprised to hear this story. Jimmy, I don't know if he wants you to describe him as a sweet man.
Yeah, he might not.
He might not want that description.
Hey, he'd
A
want
man's
that.
man,
Hey,
a good man.
he'd want that description in court, though.
Right, he want that description. in
He's a
court.
really sweet man.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jimmy.
I know.
And I'm going to change the way I spell my name, too.
But I do wish them the best, and I just think that
you just
I
hope
really
it
brought
works
the
out.
story up because we do have to get back to having look at our moral compass.
Yeah.
We have to really, really look at it, and we do have to hold people accountable, I think, for their actions. And I think that if you have this allegation on you, it's like,
Well, let me give you the flip side to the argument.
okay, go ahead.
So you get accused of doing something, and you know you didn't do it. And you got a show that's going to pay you 10 G's. Are you not going to show up to that show because of this allegation that just happened the past weekend? Or are you going to show up and get your money and do the show? And you didn't do it.
And I'm okay, but it all depends. Like, because of the type of person I am, I might say I'm not depending on my financial situation.
That's real talk.
You know, depending on my financial situation. Now, if I need that 10 G's to make it to the next month,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the show. If I don't, I'm not going. Because I don't like to be scrutinized, even though it might sound like
you'd rather have everything cleared up first before you go back out.
It might sound like an oxymoron. You don't want to be scrutinized, but you have a career on stage.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
But you want to be scrutinized because of your material and what you do, not for what you do in your private life.
Not for what I do in my private life.
right.
So it all depends in the person that I am on my financial situation. If I needed that 10 G's,
You gotta do
I'm
what you
going to
gotta
go, but I'm not going to come in and say, I thank y'all for the support. None of that. I'm going to go do my show, and I'm going to take my ass
And you might say
home.
something like, there's two sides of the story. Wait until you guys hear my side. Thank you
But
guys
I
for
would have
coming
said
out.
that before I got to the show.
That's what's
Because,
up.
I mean, if I haven't done something, I'm going to try to start defending myself
Immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I'm
got
going to
you.
have my publicist or somebody say, you're going to find out that this just didn't happen that way.
Has he made any statements?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah. The only thing I saw was the article that you read and the video with him and his with Fab and the father of Emily yelling at each other. Yeah.
Which was the last thing I saw. And it
that
wasn't
sweet
good.
man said, I got a bullet with your name on it.
But he's in trouble for that.
I know.
Those are terroristic threats. He's in trouble for
Ain't
that.
it crazy, though, that we're in a society now that the first instinct for people to do is to pull out their phones? Like, you can get shot up. A motherfucker gonna pull out the phone before he call 911.
He videotaping you. And
He
you need help.
videotaping it. And I'm looking at that video going, damn, they wilding out down there and they taking the video of what's going
I saw
on.
a video of a fight where these two girls was fighting, and she beat the girl so bad. And I'm looking at the video saying, first of all, the girl looks unconscious. The girl looks like she's almost dead. And they're videotaping. It wasn't until somebody walked by and said, y'all need to call the ambulance. They were videotaping, and I thought to myself, this is the same videotape that the homicide division is going to use if she passes, or the police are going to use in court to say, you stood around while this woman got savagely beaten, videotaping.
Let me tell you something.
Like you commentating a showbox game or fight or something.
If somebody beats me unconscious, when I wake up, I'm not looking for the motherfucker who beat me unconscious.
hell
I'm looking
no.
for the person who videotaped
Absolutely.
me getting beat unconscious.
And they do nothing about it.
Because you need to get your ass whooped for just videotaping me getting my ass whooped
Somebody
and
was
not trying to
supposed
help in.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know, it was like an older lady or something said, okay, now that's enough. I mean, really, she was like, this enough. And I mean, they fought for a long time. And the girl that got beat up, she started. She hit the other girl with something.
Oh, okay.
And they fought, and I'm talking about the other girl. And I usually when a fight comes on, and I know this sounds so damn cliche, when I see a fight on the internet, the smaller girl I watched this girl. She fought her way. Because the girl had her, I'm telling you, had the upper hand on this chick, Rube. The girl that hit her with the bottle. She hit her with a bottle. She had in her hand. But the little girl, I knew she was tough, the shorter one.
Yeah.
She was not that she was younger, she was shorter.
Yeah.
But she was a thicker girl. When she never budged. This when I knew. I said, she must got some going her. Because the girl was talking to her holding the bottle, rocking. And she was talking back. So I said, do she see the bottle?
Did she see what's about to happen?
Did she see it? She ain't act like she was fazed. That girl hit her with that bottle, and it was on. And I mean, from the bottom of the stairs all the way out to the driveway, they fought. And the little girl, they got in this strength tussling thing. I said, that short one, ain't nothing but a ball of muscle.
Yeah,
she about to whoop your ass. She flipped her on that car, and it looked like a boxing match. She came up, what? The girl's head went up. I said, there it is. When her head went up, she had her, but that was enough.
You bringing back memories.
That was enough. Now, we don't condone fighting.
We don't condone
but
fighting.
I'm just saying.
But
the video, this is still our videotape.
I know we see fights and stuff on World Star and everything, but there was a time where when we was growing up, like fighting was how you settled your beef, and then you was cool most of the time. After the fight. But them fights would last a long damn time.
Yeah.
You start at second period, then you go to class, then you fight again at third period.
The fights last a long time.
then you start telling everybody, oh, we gonna finish it at lunch. It's going down at lunch. We gonna finish this shit at lunch.
But it was over.
It was over. Once it was over,
nobody was videotaping.
Come on, man.
I mean, people just around videotaping.
No witnesses.
No witnesses. A few people standing around. They're like, okay, all right.
But if the teacher came and say what happened, like, I don't know. I didn't see nothing. They was just fighting. I didn't see who started it.
The best fight though is when the bully got knocked out. These kids suffer with a lot of bullying, and I don't know if I would be a good parent in this instant with the bullying. I would be a bad parent because I would tell my child right at dinner while they eating their peas.
Tomorrow.
If he step up on you, if she step up on you, you whoop their ass.
Yep.
And I mean whoop it.
Yep.
And you go to office and you tell them, call me. I don't know if that's good parenting, but...
No, I mean, but here's the thing. I got bullied at one point in my life, and my father was not having it. And I went out there. It was so cold, I didn't even have to wait for the bully to find me. I had to go find the bully.
Yeah.
So I know this motherfucker saw me coming and was like, what? Didn't I whoop your ass good enough where you should be hiding from me? I said, shit, I'm more afraid of my father than afraid of you. And I as soon as I seen him, he seen me coming.
Yeah.
It was no talking. It was just that right hand.
And your parent, it was a saying back then. I don't know if they have it now. If you knock the bully out, the rest of them chumps are going to follow.
That's true.
If you knock the bully out, you're going to be the queen or king tomorrow.
Yep.
Just don't get down with that nonsense.
Exactly.
And it's
really
talk, Yeah.
This is the thing. Here's the thing, man.
Welcome back, Jimmy Martinez.
In this age right now, if there's kids bullying my child, there's something parents should know out there. My child and I are going to fucking jump your kid after school.
Yo.
And this is a fact.
Yo,
if you fuck with us, we're going to jump you too. This is a fact, man.
Yo, I'll tell you.
Your kids to stop fucking bullying.
That's real
I'll tell you a crazy story. Now my father's from Haiti, so he didn't really understand the American laws. And I was about 11 years old, and this Crip, was messing with me in front of our house. My father happened to be pulling up while this 16, 17-year-old dude was messing with me, 11-year-old. My father didn't even put the car in park. He hopped out the car. The car was still rolling. My father grabbed the dude who was fucking with me, turned him around, and hit that motherfucker as hard as he could in his chest. And the whole block was like, an adult can't hit no child. It's like my father broke all the rules, but he didn't give a damn. He socked the shit out of that dude, and he never fuck with me ever again.
No, if you take the bully down, the rest of them gonna go. Cause the rest.
But when your father take the bully down,
but that's all right. You heard what Jimmy said, bro.
Jimmy was like, "I don't give a damn."
Me and my kid, we gonna whoop your kid, and then we gonna whoop you.
Yeah.
I just think the whole bullying thing, time out for the bullying.
Yeah.
And our president's a big bully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he a big bully. Ain't nobody ever punch him out. Somebody's supposed to hit him with a 3-piece spicy from Popeyes.
But you know what's crazy about working in Hollywood? And Hollywood has a lot of bullies based on their power.
They do.
And they think they can talk to you any type of way.
They do.
And it's always crazy when somebody is barking and you looking at them going, dude, you probably ain't even had a fight in your whole life.
You can tell. You can see it
You could tell. And it's like, man, nobody's ever smacked the shit out of you.
No.
Because if somebody has smacked you early on, you wouldn't be talking to everybody like this because you would know that there's a chance
that
you can get
smacked again.
Yeah.
You're going to get smacked.
I see that a lot.
You see it a lot. And you're just sitting there looking like, really?
Like you hearing these directors on set like screaming.
Mistreating people.
Della
Reese told a story about a director was so bad. That's how Red Fox died. That's how bad the director was and screaming and just deliberately mistreating him.
Really?
And he got so angry. He livid.
I never heard that.
Yeah, Della Reese told that story. He got lit. That's how mad he got. And she said the director was socking it to him on purpose. For whatever reason, she said he had this thing with Red. You can look it up. I forgot where I saw it. I saw it on something.
Okay, I'll definitely look it up.
Della Reese documented, said he just kept sticking it to Fred. And I've been fortunate, though. I can't say all directors are not like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had great directors.
Yeah, me too.
And I've been blessed because some of them are horror stories.
Yeah.
You know, so
there's one director I did work with who's pretty famous. I won't put him on blast because he was cool, but he was a tyrant on set. But he was mean to everybody because they was fucking with the actors.
Okay.
So and he had the power to kind of step up and be like, "Fuck you doing? You ain't gonna be treating us." And he ended up getting the director fired, and he ended up directing the movie himself.
It's some niggas out here that become directors.
We can't hear you, Jimmy Ma. Say it again. We can't hear you.
There's some niggas out here, okay, becoming directors to get pussy. Okay? Watch the kind of niggas that's out here positioning themselves. And a lot of ladies be falling victim to niggas with cameras. Just because a nigga got a camera don't mean he's a photographer, dog. And don't mean you're about to become a supermodel. That is bleed to get you to do nasty, creepy things with them back at his lab, a.k.a. his studio, a.k.a. his one-bedroom apartment. All right?
This nigga
I'm just trying to educate. If we gonna have this real conversation, let's really try to save some lives out there.
You went from bullying to Me Too.
That's right. That's right, Jimmy Ma.
Get him, Jimmy.
That's my little brother right there.
Get him, Jimmy.
Hey, did either one of you see the movie Acrimony, Tyler Perry's new movie?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
You gotta check it out. It's
okay, that's with Taraji, right?
Yes,
I love Taraji.
She killed it.
I love Taraji.
Oh, Taraji
I
killed
love
it.
me some Taraji.
And you gotta, if you're looking at this now, I'm just giving what they call a disclaimer because I'm about to say things. So mute, because I don't want to give the movie away. But when I tell you it's a movie spoiler. That's what they call it.
A spoiler, okay.
When I tell you badass crazy.
Oh, really?
Badass crazy. It's a good movie because it's very poignant and he touches on several different aspects of a relationship.
Okay.
And it's really good. Shout out to Tyler Perry.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, all right. I was on the fence. I love Taraji, but I saw the trailer. I was like, I don't know.
But I know, but it's different. It's not going to be what you think it is.
Okay, dope. I'm on it.
You got to go see it. You going to go see it, Jimmy Ma?
You see one Tyler Perry film, you see them all.
No, Jimmy Ma. You should check this out. This is a good flick, Jimmy Ma.
Listen, man. Listen. I don't need to hear nothing about no deranged bitches, dog. I lived that life for real. You know?
One thing.
Motherfucker told me, I don't need to go see a movie. All I got to do is open my door to the apartment, okay? and I'm living it.
You living in Acrimony?
Yeah, nigga. My shorty crazy, nigga. Shit.
But
And
this
she
is
don't need no reason to get crazy. That bitch fell on the steps when she was younger and got powers.
But I bring all this up to say that Taraji, she said when she was asked about the movie, Taraji said she touches on why is it important to deconstruct the angry black woman stereotype. Why can't I be passionate about things that I speak up for? Henson expresses. Why is it that African American women are named angry black women when we are passionate about the things that we speak up for? Because 9 times out of 10, we're speaking up for ourselves, for our rights, and for inequalities. And then in particular with women, one second, Jimmy Martin, and then in particular with women, they say we are whining, we are the B word, you know.
Yeah.
Why can't we have the right to say how we feel? That's what we should all be able to do as humans. So I think this
And that's
movie,
a fact. That's a motherfucking fact.
I think this movie is here to kick the door down on that shit.
Yeah.
So I brought that up to say,
I got strong opinions about that.
yeah,
but go
you know,
ahead.
I don't like the whole angry black woman thing.
Well,
you know, we shouldn't have to be passionate according to this meter. If I'm not passionate the way you say I should be passionate, there's a problem. I have a problem with that. And how do you think, as men, we deconstruct that angry black woman thing, if it is a thing? Because it's not even a thing to me. Because I think people can be passionate.
Let me just say this. And this is coming from a comedy perspective, and me and you have discussed comedy, and we both know how we feel about comedy. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the biggest disservices in comedy, especially quote-unquote black comedy, is a lot of comedians have made a lot of money on making the stereotype of black women being angry and out of control. White girls do this, but a sister will do this, and sister will do that. Now, even if that's true, you're just taking one aspect of women, black women, and you're making that the norm. So you make that stereotype.
Listen, women, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry to cut you off, but women are set the fuck up all over the board.
Oh, absolutely.
With all these niggas giving this weak ass dick out here, they should be having a motherfucking problem and spazzing out on niggas. Like, niggas gotta understand, we got a duty to do for community service, nigga. We gotta give out that dick. So I'm not mad that, I'm not mad that
I love the high logic. I love the high philosophy.
Go ahead, Rude.
No, but he made his point. But I'm just saying what Taraji is speaking on is something that's an issue that's been perpetuated through an art form that touches a lot of people. And if black women don't stand up and speak out like Taraji does, and black women don't start not laughing at that bullshit when they in the club, then motherfuckers would have to stop doing that same old hacky shit over and over and over and over again. We know, let me just say, we know that a black woman can go crazy. Like I got a joke where I go, they try to say black women are crazy. All fucking women are crazy. If you're gonna put it in a category, just don't highlight and act like they the ones who be flipping out and cutting tires.
Because it's an emotional thing.
It's an emotional thing.
And we're emotional beings.
Absolutely.
And whatever has happened in those relationships that make us emotional, that's where it's coming from. Now, there are some people that have straight mental illness, acrimony spoiler.
Yeah.
This chick at acrimony, she's straight up.
Yeah.
Her parents missed something.
Yeah, but that's not one blanket statement over all women or all black women. That's just one woman that has a problem. But it's easy money to put that stigma on one group. That's what I'm saying. And it's been fucked up for a long time. And I've had this conversation over and over because it's like you know, the same motherfucker who will spend 45 minutes doing a set shitting on black women will be the same motherfucker and go, I date sisters and sisters only. Well, shit, you need to make up for all the shit that you just did for the last 45. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you fucking making up for it because you done shitted on them for an hour.
Right, and I think that sometimes I just think that we're emotional beings, and most of us, when we're all the way in.
Yeah.
And men have to take accountability for the reason that we act the way we act sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're not on the up and up, then it's a chance that we're going to get emotionally out of order. And the way we express it is just the way we express it.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't think you should hit a man and beat him. I don't think any of that. But I just don't think we're angry because we get passionate in whatever areas of our life. I just don't like that.
But you guys ain't the only ones doing it, is what I'm saying.
Not.
And that's what's fucked up. And what I love in comedy, and the best comedy that I'm attracted to, is specific. When people are talking specifically about things that they know, like you talk about your life, your experiences, your relationship, instead of making a general statement about all men. And we got to do the same thing across the board. That's why my comedy tries to be personal. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about a specific woman or specific women that I've dealt with. I'm not talking about a blanket statement saying all, because I don't want to put, and I'll tell you how I learned that lesson. I was doing a show in Atlantic City, and it was a predominantly white audience, and there was this sister and her husband in the audience. So after the show, they come up to me, they tell me how much they enjoyed the show, and the sister goes, "Thank you." And I go, "For one," she goes, "I'm from D.C." And she began to tell me her story, why she stopped going to comedy shows and how her husband forced her to this one, but she got tired of the same shit, and she thought I put y'all in a good light based on what I was saying.
We're not monolithic.
Come on, exactly.
We're just not monolithic.
Yeah.
And then you might say, okay, goes back to what we talked about earlier. You might say, oh, she crazy, you crazy, you know, this. But it's just being emotional. And then it may be some women that just like men and other women or other races, you may have some kind of mental illness, and we need to stop. We need to really check in on people and deal with mental illness if that's the case. But we're not monolithic, and I think that's the most frustrating thing. Even not only as women, even as a race, we viewed as monolithic.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
We're not. We come in all different size, shapes, colors, backgrounds,
everything.
education. Like they try to paint us with that one brush, and that's the fight. And that is another reason why I do Ruby Tuesdays.
Absolutely.
You know, so you can get all these fucking perspectives.
You know what I mean? Go to Ruby Tuesdays. So you
get everybody on stage to tell their truth and tell their story. Because if you get up on that stage, tell your truth, whatever that is. But with all this hacky, stereotypical blanket statements, not saying that there ain't truth in that. All stereotypes come from truth, but they don't hold true for everybody.
Absolutely. And once we kind of master that better, we'll fare better.
And that's really.
And I'm talking, when I say as a people, I mean everybody.
Everybody. And that's been my journey comedically. Like me and you talk, like we out here, we still grinding, we're still working, but I'm not the same comedian I was 5 years ago or even 10 years ago. It's all about improving and getting better. But I know for me, the last 5 years, one of my point of view is really what we're talking about now, just going against a lot of the lies that have been perpetuated that aren't necessarily fact. Right. People say this shit like it's fact, and it's not. That's all I'm saying.
It's just not.
Yeah.
And if you're going to say it, give that disclaimer. Jimmy Marr.
Yo.
That's my little brother right there, Jimmy Marr. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all ain't even know Jimmy Marr, but y'all know him now.
Y'all know him now.
You know him now.
Every moment.
Every moment. When do you smoke, Jimmy Marr?
Every moment.
Well, I'll be up there Tuesday. I'm doing Rob Stapleton's room.
I heard it's hot. Yeah, I heard it's a hot room.
Salsa
Con Fuego.
Con Fuego.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it wrong. So I'm doing that. And you also can check me out on check my website out, dnickfunny.com. Check that out. Keep watching this podcast. Please tell everybody to watch.
Support her.
Please.
She's one of the best in the game. She's highly respected.
Ruben. I appreciate it.
And not just funny for a woman. She's funny, period. And she's respected as such amongst her peers. So I respect you.
I respect you too.
I got so much love for you.
You know I do. It's likewise, Ruben.
If I came down to Koreatown, you know I got love.
Yeah, right.
For Nick.
So we bringing these funny podcasts to you.
I Googled that shit. I'm like, really, Nick? Really? You taking me to Koreatown?
I didn't even realize it was Koreatown. I just straight up told Guy was like, well, where is? I was like, it's in one of the Asian towns. I'm just not sure.
He's not too far from here, too.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
He's not too far from here.
Yeah.
So Black Jesus is coming to you soon. Please check that out.
Yes.
And I'll be coming to a city near you. But Tuesday night, I'll be in the Bronx at Salsa Con Fuego. It's going to be fun, so come check that out. And Rube, shout out where you going to be. We know tonight, if you're in L.A.,
if you're in
go
LA
to Ruby
tonight.
Tuesday, Sunset Boulevard, the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Starts like 9:30?
9:30. We got a great lineup tonight. And then next week is my birthday show. Dominique
Happy
can't be there
birthday.
because she's going to be gone. But yeah, I do that every Tuesday night. You can follow me on IG at I am Ruben Paul. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on Facebook. And then also my website, RubenPaul.com. Needs to be updated, but you can still follow me on social media. I keep that up to date. And, we out here grinding, doing big things.
Jimmy Marr, shout the people out where you going to be. Give them your social media handle so they can follow you because I know they going to love you.
Shit, man. Jimmy Martinez Comedy on Instagram.